Awesome. Well, good morning, Dr. Dave. How you doing? Ooh, you're by the beach today.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, let's bring it. Get some of that awesome vitamin D going and
Absolutely. Looks wonderful. So good morning, everyone. It is Brenda and Dr. Dave back with you, and we are talking about what if positive possibilities from my new book that is out on Amazon right now and will be shortly up on Ingram Sparks. Ingram Sparks, is it? Yes, I think so. And will be all over the world in other uh, online bookstores as well. So very cool. So excited.
awesome.
So what we do is we just take a nice deep breath in and put our feet flat on the floor and let it out. And let's see what the universe has for us today. Ooh, another two-pager. I had a
Ooh,
two-pager last week too. What if today I could give of myself? Life is about helping others. This includes family, friends, strangers, and acquaintances. This could be by giving of your time, such as visiting someone who is ill or volunteering at a nonprofit agency. You could support local businesses. Donate your gently used items to help agencies who in turn help those who are in need of assistance. Offer your skills. Habitat for Humanity is always looking for volunteers to help build houses. You could help the animals at your local humane society, volunteer, create a donation drive, or a fundraising event. Ask for birthday donations in lieu of gifts. Foster or adopt an animal. And most importantly, speak up. If you see an animal being harmed, do something and speak up. You could help the environment by recycling, reusing, and reducing materials. Take time to plant a tree. Clean up an area of your land, save water, conserve electricity. You could give money to your favorite cause. The list goes on how you can give of yourself. Once you decide what to do, check out the benefits of doing so. You are connecting with others and creating a mutual bond of interest. You will definitely feel better. Remember the quote from the Bible, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." You will be improving the environment, the life of an animal, or another human being. Acts of kindness begin as one act, then multiply as those ripples move out from you to the person you helped and beyond. Giving of yourself, no matter what you choose to do, creates a better world. The more we give, the better this world will be. If we all do our part and give of ourselves, can you imagine what a wonderful world this would be?
mm,
Mm.
beautiful.
So
Ah,
this does go in line with what we talked about in conversations with the divas as we decide what we want to do with our life, what our soul's mission is, and being of service to others. I mentioned that this morning. We are here to be in service to others. We are each this wonderful being of light that has these talents and abilities to share with others. And how wonderful to do that in volunteering or speaking out or any of those things that were listed in the what if today is just getting out there. If you're not sure, just start, just pick something. Um, after my daughter's dog passed away, there was a piece of her heart missing. And so she went and volunteered at the local agency and took dogs for walks. And she ended up getting another dog that she never thought she would, but you know, that happens. You get those animals are hard to say no to, really, because I went along too. She's like, Mom, I visit everybody else's dogs, like, come on. I've had dogs my whole life. But, it's nice to be able to go and do that. So whatever is calling to your heart, whatever you loved to do as a child. Maybe it's horses, maybe you like horses. And a lot of farms now are doing the equestrian therapy where
Hmm.
they help with children with special needs or, adults. And it really helps them. So looking into different things like this guy, that it's endless as to what you can do. And there's because I have extra white space, I would write these little comments, and this one's very appropriate for today. It says, what have you been avoiding?
Nope.
Stop, make a decision,
Nice.
and move forward.
Huh.
So that's the universe going, hey, we mentioned it over in Nature's Divas, the conversations with the divas. Now we're gonna just out with it. What have you been avoiding? Stop it. Just stop. Let it go. Make a decision and move forward, because you don't want to be here next week or next month or a year from now. Do something.
Hmm.
What have you got to say,
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
I love that. Oh, that's great. They always just bring it with, a wonderful bow on top of it, to bring it all together. It's great. What if to give of yourself? I think, nope, I know one of the greatest ways for us to do healing work is helping others with the same healing that we're experiencing or have experienced. So whatever those pain points are, those trigger points that we've had, and that we're working with, it doesn't mean you need to be an expert or over it even. Sometimes that's exactly where we need to be in the presence of other folks that we're trying to help them, because then we're able to gain the insight on what we need to be able to do to move forward and help the rest of the healing process for us. In my practice, whenever I had a client that would reach out to have a reading done or um, needed to discuss a specific topic, I've always had the luxury, because a long time ago, my master teachers had said, whatever the universe brings to you is something you're supposed to be looking at as well. So every reading that you do, you need to look at. So everything that you hear or bring forward in the reading is for you as well. And so I've always had that second ear listening kind of thing, that I know that I have to apply whatever it is that's being brought forward from spirit. And so example, if somebody would like, I've got some stuff going on with my family that I need to really work out and I need some clarity and insight. My first response usually is, damn it, I really don't want to deal with my family right now. It's only because I know that the universe is giving me that mirror, that hopefully there's going to be some fun, um, there's new light that they're going to shed, for that my client. But I also know full well that it's for me as well. And so, that's still what I do today. Is when I post anything on any of the social media, everybody's like, "Oh my God, that was so for me," and I'm like, "Well, really, it was for me." It was what I pulled for the first part of the morning, but I just wanted to share. Um, and so that's really how that is, because we're all connected. And so when it does fall into your awareness, that means you're in that alignment. And so as we're giving ourselves that question or that invitation to give from within, of ourselves, one, I don't believe that there's any greater power in the healing process is to get your butt into something that you're helping someone else, because it gets you out of the way. And in that presence, then you then have the ability to be able to see what needs to happen for you. And it's something you might actually take a look at, because you don't think that it's about you. It's supposed to be about them. But then you're like, hey, wait. Wait a minute. I think I could use some of what I just, learned or help somebody go through. And so to me, it's a fun game. Um, of course it's life and it is serious. However, to me, it's a wonderful game that it makes me snicker and laugh at the universe of how it slides this stuff into my awareness going, huh, you won't see this one coming. and and then I'm like, damn, that was good. And it's because I am all about the first thing, if I can help anybody, I want to. And that's where the passion is for me. So for me to work on things for me, they'll send it to me in a client. So then, because afterwards, I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. And so it's a wonderful thing because I absolutely most times, and I think most humans are this way, is that we always want to help our fellow human. So if we'll show up to help their healing, then the byproduct of it is that we actually get the tools for what we need as well. And so to me today, that's what that invitation is. What if you give that pathway for healing, growth, by giving of yourself and just showing up for that person, even it's to do nothing, just to hold space, just to be. Nothing has to be said sometimes. It's just being there. And at bare minimum, when people say, I don't even know what to do, okay, that's not actually true. You can send a prayer, you can send love, you can send light, whatever label you want to put on that, whatever your tradition is, whatever that philosophy is that you come from, that is something we always can do. And it never depletes from our own energy supply because we're not giving our energy, we're asking on behalf of them for them to be gifted and graced that extra boost of energy and light and protection and whatever it is for them to be able to utilize as they need. And so by doing that, we also then receive some of that blessing as well. That's where I am.
Absolutely. Well said. Well done, Dr. Dave. And it is so true. It's like, oh, I saw what you did there.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's so
Kiki.
easy to, you know, share what others need to do rather than doing it yourself, but then the universe is like, hey,
Mm,
wait a minute. I think you need to do that too. And then it's
mm,
nuts. So yes, the universe will sneak in things. They give you signs all the time, and it's up to you to be aware of what they are and to take action, because when you do, it doesn't come back around to bite you in the butt again, because that's
mhm.
what will
Right.
happen if you don't pay attention. It'll be like, oh, you didn't want to hear that this time. All right, well, we'll just kind of go around and, oh, here it is again. And
Hmm.
it's a little bit stronger this time until, the universe is like, we will take you out at the knees if you do not pay attention. And I have had that happen. So it's not
Hmm.
fun. So I'm aware, and it's like, okay, I'll do that right now. Not that I want
Mm,
to or anything, but it's better to just get it over with and then you can move on. It's just like
hmm.
taking medicine. I remember my mom used to say, you could have been done by now.
Yeah.
As I sat there and moaned and groaned about how awful it was going to taste and blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah, and all this stuff. And I was like, you could have been done by now. Yes, I could have been, but then, So it's the same thing with your whatever you're needing to do. You could have been done by now. You could have just made that decision, faced it full on, and move forward. Because if you don't, it just builds up as more anxiety and stress in your body. And who needs that? Just
Right.
let it go and be this shining light to the world that you are. And that's so important. And it's like, stop avoiding, just stop, pay attention, do that assessment that we talked about. And if you want to go back and watch the conversations with the divas, I highly suggest it because we kind of outline it in there, what
Mhm.
this just kind of wraps up all the signs at the end and just, yes, this is the universe's stamp of approval. Yes, you need to do that now and, get on with things. So it's fun to see how those things happen and how everything works together. It's quite
Mhm.
funny to see because you can
Mhm.
just see all the things all just kind of moving together and then it's like, oh, universe, you are just, look at you go,
Mhm. Right? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you just sneak those things in there and it's like, okay, all right, but it's when you give of yourself, you also receive so much in return and you receive so much joy,
Mhm.
and it's just so exciting. So for instance, this weekend my granddaughter had her recital and she's 4, so she's in ballet. And so on Saturday I got to sit in the audience and watch her, and it's a long program, and really all I wanted to see is my granddaughter, but I stayed for the whole thing. It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours long. It was extremely
Oh,
long.
good Lord.
Um, but when she came out at the finale, like Nana was sitting in the front row, and she just her face, to see her face light up and wave to me and just be so happy, just warmed my heart. And then yesterday it was the whole thing again. So I said, because my daughter was in the back being a dance mom, and watching
Mhm.
all the girls. So I said, hey, if you need help back there, because she wanted to watch the performance in the audience. So I said, well, I'll go back and help out. And yeah, it's being a dance mom of watching 4-year-olds. Woo! For
That's a
four
lot of energy.
hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Yikes.
Not something I'd want to do every day, but there was
Mhm.
other moms there and we all kind of bonded together, and it's like, all right, keep your hands to yourself, oh, don't jump on the garbage cans. Oh, can you stay over here? Stay together. So,
Mhm.
we all we were happy when it was done. We were all kind of giving a little cheer and a happy dance. But to spend that time with my granddaughter and just be there, and that brings me joy. I didn't have
Mhm.
to. My granddaughter didn't even say, Nan, well, she did ask if I was coming, and I'm like, yeah, Nanny's going to spend time with you in the back. So, and she was happy, and we
Mhm.
had a great time. So just those little small things of hanging out and just being with your grandchildren. Or I took my daughter and my granddaughter to the beach the other day. It's like, hey, how about we get out of the house? She's been busy just moving and doing all this stuff. It's like, let's go to the beach today and hang out. And it's like,
Mhm.
my granddaughter's like, well, can I bring my sand toys? I'm like, yes, you can. So brought the sand toys, brought the Barbies, and we
Mhm.
had a blast. We had a picnic at the beach, and it was lovely. So
Mhm.
those are the moments
Mhm.
that bring you joy.
Absolutely.
Those things that don't cost anything, when you give of yourself and you spend time with volunteering and see the appreciation of that agency where you've been maybe helping out in the soup kitchen, or we used to do a food drive and I was part of it, but my daughter used to volunteer, and like we had like lots of volunteers, and just the sheer numbers of all those volunteers, students and like seniors and like everybody in between that wanted to help was just amazing. And it just makes your heart full to know that
Mhm.
people want to help, and we all do.
Mhm.
So giving of yourself doesn't have to be expensive. It's just like, hey, maybe I'll plant a garden and then give some of this fruits and vegetables to a local soup kitchen, you know
Mhm.
just those little things, they mean a lot.
Yeah.
Smiling goes a long way. And those
Mhm.
ripples do go out, and you just never know who they're going to touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, something that I think that a lot of folks lose sight of is that just the little bit of just being present and being there with someone is one of the biggest things that people overlook and don't realize how impactful it really, really is. For you just to show up and literally be there for the minute or the second with that person, and they have your full attention. You're not grabbing your phone, you're not looking at everything else, you're not just being there, and your entire focus is just with them for that brief moment. Man, that can shift somebody's energy and give them the grace that they need to take the next breath. It's so super important that we're allowing ourselves just that moment. And it's so simple. It's so simple. And yet, it's the one thing that most folks don't spend enough time doing.
Mhm.
And you said even that smile. It's really odd, but it's my little puppy. Well, a puppy. She's 18. But she's actually the one that taught me and reinforced actually the concept of always your first response to anyone should be a smile. So when it comes to dogs, if you watch their tail, if they like you or they feel comfortable, it just automatically wags. Whenever she looks at me, whenever, even in the times that she's had the most pain, her initial response always is that her tail will wiggle just a little bit if she can.
Mhm.
And it's always been that way. So she taught me that every moment that I happen to look over or go to look at her, if she goes to look at me, I make sure that I'll smile. I could feel like crap or whatever else is happening, but I will make sure that I do that smile. Just because it's that showing up, I see you, is that moment. And taking that out in our world of just turning and glancing and looking at somebody as you're driving, do you have to just keep the same posture that you have? Can you crack a smile? No, you don't need to know them. No, you're not having more of an exchange, but at least you're adding as opposed to taking away, from that energy. Like, what's their problem? Kind of thing. So just the smile, it doesn't cost us anything. It actually, muscle wise, it costs us less energy physically to smile than it does frown. So just that one change in showing up and being present, just being there with someone is, to me, the golden miracle that we can create at every breath. And how often do we get to do that in our day-to-day experiences? And something that is so simple that can make such a difference. And we never know what the other person's going through or what they need at that moment. You don't need to. If you just show up and be present in that moment, that might be exactly what they needed so that they can, like I said, take that next breath. We never know. So, one of the things that my mom always taught me was a goal should always be um, you be the reason someone smiles today.
Mhm.
Um, and so I've heard that from as long as I can remember. And my mom has always embodied that, always. And so it's that thinking, how can I make their day better? And it doesn't mean I have to have a huge interaction or any of that kind of thing. The interaction with them, it literally could just be, I'm going to show up and be present and have a smile. That's it. And that was 2 seconds. Done. Just that, those ripples that you started talking about, because what if that made them smile, even if it was only because they thought you were nuts and crazy? I'm still good with it because it creates another ripple of, okay, well, at least that was a good thought for them, and so it can continue. So by us just showing up and creating that small space of being present and giving that smile is a wonderful gift.
Absolutely. Well said. Yeah. So be
Yeah.
that light that you are and shine brightly for everybody to see. Because if we all did that, could you imagine how wonderful this world could be? And it all starts with each and every one of us, because only we can change what's going on within ourselves, which then shines outwards for everyone else.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yay. Love it.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Dave, for being here again today and hanging out with me
My
today
pleasure.
and just holding space. And I have so much fun starting my Monday mornings with you. So this is always a
Me too.
wonderful time, and just sharing what ifs and
Yeah.
positivity and possibilities. It's all so wonderful. So we would love to hear your thoughts and comments. So please let us know in the comments where you're watching from and what you took from today. And yeah, have a wonderful week wherever you're from. And we will see you back here next Monday. And before I forget, um, for the last couple of what ifs, and not so much about the Nature's Divas, but it would apply to the Nature's Divas as well. Our conversations with the divas is we have a goal setting workshop that we have rescheduled, and it's going to be Wednesday, May 31st from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Savings Time, to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So I will have the link up there later on today so that you can register. It's going to be through Eventbrite. And the cost is going to be $19. And I believe that's Canadian. So you in the States will be able to get it cheaper. It's not USD. So with us Canadians, like, oh, seriously. So yes, and the reason why we are charging that is because we want you to show up. We want you to create those goals. We want you to have that roadmap so that you can move forward. It's all great to get these free workshops, but then it's like, oh, I got something better to do. But if you put a little bit of money in there, it's like, well, maybe I should show up. Yeah, you should show up, because you're going to actually do something, and then you're going to have this roadmap for the rest of your life, so that you have another tool for your toolbox to be able to create new goals once you manifest these. So we want you to do the work. We want you to be there and be present. So that's why we put the charge on that. So do you have anything to add to that, Dr. Dave?
No, I'm super excited. I can't wait for us to really dig in and make those actionable steps. And if you
Mhm.
don't know how to make that happen, that's the whole idea, is to bring that together for you so that you've got another set of tools to be able to rely on to make that happen. So excited.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yes. So keep that in mind. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and you have a wonderful week as well, Dr. Dave.
You
And
too.
we will talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.